Everyone had an imaginary friend when they were little, right? Someone you could play and have fun with. I did not to be fair, or I don't remember if I did, but what if it turns out that imaginary friend was not imaginary but a dark and evil entity instead? That's the movie Imaginary for you. Alice has an imaginary friend, a teddy bear named Chauncey, but this teddy bear, a bit like the doll Annabelle, is not what it seems. I can't believe this idea hasn't been made into a movie until now because the possibilities are endless here. I saw someone reference the creepypasta Mr. Widemouth as an inspiration for this movie, but I couldn't find anything online that states that that's the case. Instead, I found out that Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth was the inspiration behind it, and if you have seen the movie, you can understand why. Imaginary was directed by Jeff Wadlow, who you might know from Kick-Ass 2, Truth or Dare, or Fantasy Island. He also wrote the script for this movie with the help of Greg Erb and Jason Ormland, and he was also the producer together with Jason Blum. I thought this movie started off really good, but then at the end, without spoiling anything, it became too much for me. It was a bit too over the top. I think it was a brave decision to go that route, and I respect it, but I would have preferred if it stayed grounded. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed this movie. The acting and story is actually pretty good, and so is the soundtrack. It's pretty unique. The twist, I did not see coming, which I usually do, so I gotta give props there. And this is a big but, for whatever reason the movie turned almost into a comedy at the end. There was one scene which took me completely out of the movie. I know it was all intentional, but it just wasn't for me, especially since it started off so good. It wasn't scary as well, but a horror movie doesn't have to be scary to be good. I also have watched so many horror movies that jump scares don't get me anymore, or it has to be a really good one. It was definitely a step up from Night Swim though. So, I'm giving Imaginary a 7.3 out of 10. It was a good movie and I had a good time in theaters. I would recommend it, unless you're completely broke. Let me know if you went to go see Imaginary and what you thought of the movie. I'll see you in the next video. Stay brave.